Ever done anything really stupid with money? If you have, that makes you over 12. Almost all of us have. My wife Sharon and I started off with nothing when we first got married. Most people do, I think. And I started buying and selling real estate, and I got rich. By the time I was 26, I was a millionaire, making $250,000 a year. But I had done stupid. I borrowed too much money. Bank got sold to another bank, and some guy in another city looked down and said, there's a kid 26 years old, owes us millions of dollars. Let's limit this relationship, which is banker talk for ruin his life. They called our notes, and we spent the next 2.5 years of our life losing everything we owned. We were sued, we were foreclosed on, and finally we were bankrupt. I do everything backwards. I met God on the way up when I was becoming wealthy. Most people meet him at a point of crisis. I met him on the way up. I got to know him on the way down. So, 28 years old with a brand new baby, a toddler, and a marriage hanging on by a thread, we got the opportunity to start from zero again. Only I had to figure out how money works. Not what your broke brother-in-law's opinion is. How money really works. And so, as a Christian, I decided I would figure out what the Bible has to say about money. And I talked to old rich people. I didn't want to talk to young rich people. I'd been him. I didn't want his opinion. In business, we study successful people in a certain area, and then we emulate or copy what they're doing in order to have the same success they've had. It's called best practices. It's why you hire a personal trainer. They have abs and you have a keg. They know something you don't know. They do something you don't do. And so we learn from someone that knows something we don't know because they've actually done it, not have a theory about it. See, I don't really care what your theories are about money if you're broke. You're just arrogant and stupid. You live in your mother's basement and you write a money blog. Nobody cares what you think. Dave Ramsey doesn't understand the power of credit cards. Oh, my God. Really, after 30 years, you're still writing that stuff? You've got to be kidding me. So we learned how to handle money. And we learned that money really is fairly simple. It's just hard to do. There's only about 4 or 5 things you got to do to win. You have to live on less than you make. You need to live on a plan, a written budget. You need to get out of debt, because when you don't have any payments, you have money. Your most powerful wealth-building tool is your income. You've got to learn to save and invest. And you can't do that when you're in debt, don't have a plan, and don't live on less than you make. You know why people don't put money in their 401k and their Roth IRAs? Because they don't have any money, because it's all going out the door in stupid butt car payments, and Sally Mae's got her own bedroom at your house because she's lived there for so long. This is pretty simple stuff, guys. It may be primitive. It may be easy to understand, but it is very hard to do because it has everything to do with you changing your heart and the way you function and the way you live your life, and you live like no one else so that later you can live and give like no one else, because that's the last one. There's a high correlation in all of our data between people who win with money and those that are generous. Generosity is a key element in people who end up winning with money. And it's pretty simple. It's because generous people are attractive, selfish people aren't. They're ugly. Attractive people seem to get more opportunities in life. Would you agree? We all want to help someone who's attractive. I'm not talking about physically attractive, but they're likable. The person that holds the door for you versus the one that cusses you for doing it. One that helps you pick up your groceries when they're rolling around the parking lot because the bottom fell out of your bag. That's a generous person. They might be a person who gives you some money because you're broke. You don't have money for food, or you're going through a hard time and they help you out. There's a high correlation between generosity and financial success. And it's not that financial success allows people to be generous. It's that generosity causes people to be people that are lovable, likable, more than selfish people. And they have a tendency to prosper. It's a pretty easy formula, really, if you think about it. And when you're out of debt, Dave Ramsey doesn't understand the power of credit cards. Yeah, I do. I've watched the power of credit cards destroy people's lives for years. I absolutely understand the power of a credit card. And I've watched stupid people write clickbait articles about me and other people saying how to use a credit card, the proper way to use a credit card, and credit cards are good for reward points. Yeah, I've never met a millionaire that said, Dave, I made all my money with airline miles. Dave, those Discover points put me over the top. That was my breakthrough financial moment. Never met a single millionaire, and I've met with thousands of millionaires. Never met one that said that. They all say, I can't believe people fall for credit card debt. I can't believe people continue to use these stupid credit cards. It's like half the population is dying of lung cancer, and everybody's standing around going, well, I guess cigarettes kill you. Well, no kidding. Unbelievable. The credit card is the cigarette of the financial world. It used to be cool. Everybody thought it was neat, and people are catching on that it ain't a good idea. Hello. This is not rocket science, people. Live on less than you make. Becky's on Twitter. Do you literally mean beans and rice, or is that an exaggeration to make a point? Becky, you've got to be kidding me. Do you really think people doing this plan only live on beans and rice? I mean, really? Twits on Twitter. Really? Of course not. It means lower your stupid butt lifestyle and quit spending money like you're in Congress is what it means. It means quit going out to eat. You're broke. It means quit buying the most expensive thing at Whole Paycheck over there and get your dadgum coupons out and have a meal plan and actually cook from scratch because it saves money. And don't go on vacation. You're broke. And don't buy that. You're broke. You have clothes in your closet. Stay out of the mall. Live on less than you make. That's what it means. You have to live on less than you make in order to pay off debt, in order to save and invest, in order to be generous. You can't spend more than you make and end up anywhere but in bankruptcy court. And people are doing it every day, everywhere. See, this stuff we teach here, folks, is not hard to understand. It's very hard to actually go and do it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Tiffany is in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm well. And yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
A lot. First off, just to get straight to the point, my husband and I, we make about $65,000 after tax, and we have approximately $300,000 in debt, including more than half of that is student loans. I would say about $275,000 of that is student loans. Actually, more than that.
Who's the doctor or lawyer?
Where is a doctor or lawyer?
Who are you? I'm sorry?
We just have bachelor's degrees. This is not for any advanced degrees.
You got bachelor's degrees for $275,000.
Yes. On my end, the portion of it that's my loan is $150,000. Upwards of $150,000.
And your degree is in what?
Mine is in economics. His is in sociology with a minor in criminology, but he's working in retail management now. So, yeah, it's not anywhere related. But I'm working.
There's an irony here that's unbelievable. You have a degree in economics.
Yes.
And you borrowed $150,000 to get that degree. That irony doesn't escape me, does it? You?
It doesn't escape me either. This is not an excuse, but the only thing I can say is that one of your financial guru colleagues, if you will, at the time when I was going into college, this individual was saying that student loan debt is good debt.
It wasn't. No, you can't lump that person anywhere in the same sentence with me.
You're right.
Because they would not be they would not be anyone I would have anything to do with. So anyway, right. Aside from that, you now have an economics degree and have discovered that advice to be not true. So
yes,
now what are you going to do? Because your careers are both stalling, aren't they?
They're not progressing at the level that we need it to be in order for us to continue to pay off and do our baby steps properly. And that is my primary question. The loan that's the largest is with Sallie Mae, and that's my loan. It's $157,000. The highest interest rate on one of the loans is 14 point something percent. I think 14.6%.
That's a Sallie Mae?
It was Sallie Mae, yes, sir, and with a co-signer. Nevertheless, at this point in time, they would like to reduce my rate to 2%.
Great.
Which would bring my monthly payment down from $1,300 a month to $600 a month. However, as you may be able to kind of deduce, this Sallie Mae loan is not the first in our baby steps. This would be one of our last baby steps. So my husband is of the mentality that, first of all, we should pay off those smaller loans so that we will have more to pay Sallie Mae later.
I'm sorry, you just said they're going to reduce your interest rate. Why do you have to put it up in the baby steps to accept the reduced interest rate?
Well, from what I thought, and I'm sure you'll correct me as I'm wrong, I thought that baby steps meant that based on our income, we need to pay off the loans that we can pay.
No.
And
the baby step number 2 is the debt snowball. And the way we teach that, hon, is we say, list your debts smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything except the smallest one, and attack the smallest debt with a vengeance. Reducing the interest rate on any of those does not harm that equation at all.
okay.
And that would be very helpful, as a matter of fact. So here's their math issue that's scaring me for you guys, and the side you've got to work on. Yes, take that 2% deal for sure, because it doesn't change anything except lower a payment. You lower the payment, gives you more money to attack the others. You'll get back to this loan when you get down to it in the baby steps, but you got to get your income up. Your ratio of income to debt is driving me nuts here. It's scary. Your shovel to the size of the hole you're in is out of whack. We got to get your income up. Way up. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Shay is with us. Shay is in Daytona. Hi, Shay. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Good. How can we help?
Hi, so just to cut right to the chase, I just took out my first student loan ever. Super nerve-wracking. It's for my master's in social work, and it's about $45,000. That's without the interest. So I'm just trying to figure out what's a great path to start on that, like how to tackle it super fast, because I don't want to be with this debt for like 10 years.
You just took out your first loan for a semester, or you just finished a degree program and you have $45,000 in the hole?
No, so it's like $6,000 a semester, but they just gave it all to me at once. So it's $45,000 is what they gave me at once.
Who's they? I've never heard of that ever.
It's financial aid, FAFSA.
So they just cut you a check and deposit it for $45,000?
Well, not into my bank. It goes directly to my school, and then they start paying it that way. So it's already given to my school, and my school just takes it out.
Okay,
so you're starting your master's, and you just finance the whole thing.
Well, I hear, Dave, I bet what's happened is you've been approved for the entire program. I bet they don't have a check for I bet your university doesn't have a check for $45,000 because they wouldn't prepay like that. Because you could quit, you can drop out, it could be a whole thing. But my guess is you were approved for the program, and the school gave you a letter that said you've qualified for $45,000 in federal aid, and every semester you're going to have to re-up and re-up and re-up and re-up.
Okay.
That's my guess as to what happened. I've never heard of the company.
So you're just starting your master's.
Yes.
And you're spending $45,000 to get a master's in social work to make what kind of money?
Not enough. It's about $90,000, which would be the salary for it.
There's no way you'll make $90,000.
That is the salary in Florida for it.
Where?
Right now, I work at a hospital.
And a starting social worker with a LMSW makes $90,000?
Not starting out, no, but I've been doing social work and case management and all that stuff for years. So with the experience, and once I get it, I'm already making 50 right now, so they're bumping it up.
Wow, that's extraordinary. Good for them, because that's a field that needs more people, that drastically is usually underpaid. As a guy I've taught graduate school and mental health programs, I've lived this world. What I would plead to you is you make $50,000 a year. I would cut back for the next 3 years and cash flow this program. Please, please don't chain yourself to the federal government and then try to go into a serving profession. It's a recipe for burnout, and it's just gonna melt you from the inside out. Please don't do this.
Yeah, that was one of my big fears. It's just like, I just definitely don't want it lingering for so long, too. And when it comes to money, I just have really bad anxiety over it.
The way it doesn't linger is you don't take it.
Don't take it. Don't take the check.
Yeah. Pay cash for your degree is what John's saying.
$6,000 a semester. Go pay it outright for the 3 semesters plus your 3,000 hours, whatever you're going to do. Your hospital
not got any financial matching for education?
No, because I'm not a nurse. They only have it for nurses.
Okay.
And what enticed me to it was because they said at first that they would, and then when I got here, they said, "Oh, sorry, no, it's just for nurses."
Yeah, I'd find another place to work too while you're at it. I'm serious, 100% serious. If they're gonna lure you in and then they're gonna bait and switch you, that's a company without integrity. I wouldn't work for them.
Gotcha.
And I know this is a radical shift, but I would go to the school and say, "Hey, I need my semester by semester cost," and they're probably going to tell you, "Well, it depends if you take 6 or 9 hours, whatever," and say, what is a full-time and what is a part-time student going to cost? And then you make $50,000 a year until you find another job where you'll make 60. I want you to cash flow this program.
What we're trying to tell you is that uneasy feeling inside of you when you called is real.
It's right.
And it's telling you, don't do this. And we're telling you, it's right. Don't do it. The best way to get this degree is pay cash for it, and look for someone, maybe another employer that pays $90 when you're out, but also will help with the education, like this one promised, but it was reneged on. And so let's do a couple things here that are pretty radical. But if you kind of just you sound pretty chill, and if you kind of just allow all this to happen to you, it's going to step on your face. Don't allow this to happen. You need to stand up, square your shoulders, and head straight into this with your teeth, with a warrior yell, girl. I mean, you need to get after it. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
We're doing a series here. We just did one on food recently, and we're moving into utilities today to give you some quick tips. Again, none of these are life-changing. You're going to roll your eyes and say, "Okay, George, shut the lights off." Big whoop. That's going to save me big money. But I wanted to walk through some of this because it really is interesting. So inflation is the highest rate it's been in 40 years, about 8%. And since February 2021, energy prices have gone up by 25.6%. So we've got a few quick tips here on how to save when it comes to utilities. Number 1, don't run appliances unless they're full.
Oh, not only is that great advice for money, it irritates the stew out of me when kids are doing that.
There's 3 things in the laundry, 2 things in the dishwasher.
Yeah, let's pack it out, man.
So, and what's interesting, Ken, pre-rinsing, waste of time, waste of water. The dishwashers today are made to get the gunk off.
All right, now I got to tell you something.
Tell that to Stacy.
You're stepping on my toes. I'm going to take that home with me. I'm not even kidding right now.
This was not a dig at Stacy.
I am a pre-rinse. In fact, I'm the guy that not only do I pre-rinse, I give it a little bit of a scrub before I put it in there. Why am I doing this now?
You own a dishwasher, Ken.
You're telling me that I can put it in there with the caked pasta that was overcooked in the microwave? I have teenagers.
Do you live on Little House on the Prairie? What's going on here, man? Use the dishwasher. It's there for you.
No, you didn't answer my question. Will it? Kelly knows. I mean, come on.
Don't look at
teenagers.
Kelly. She's not going to save you.
They overcook stuff in the microwave, so like the pasta and the cheese is like embedded into the plate. You're telling me that the modern dishwasher will get that off?
Listen, Ken, I'm not here to be
answers, folks.
I'm not here to be the ShamWow pitchman to tell you how your dishwasher is going to change your life.
Until I know, folks, I'm going to continue with the rinse and light scrub before I put it in the dishwasher.
Sounds like a parenting problem.
Sounds like a control issue, I'm sure.
All right, moving on. Number 2, program your thermostat. I'm one of those millennials. I've got the smart thermostat. This is big. So if you're not going to be home all day, the heat doesn't have to be pumping through the house. You can save as much as 10% a year if you drop that thermostat down. And I know my wife is one of those who's just constantly cold. So we've got to have the heat blasting. But if you put on a few layers, you'll be okay.
What do you have it on in the winter, George?
I'm a 70.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
In the winter.
We are 66 degrees at night in the winter. 66. Chilly. I get up in the morning and my feet hit the tile in the bathroom. It's like, oh, welcome world.
I'm willing to pay a premium.
Up fast.
I'm willing to pay that premium too.
Not me.
My
you sleep
parents,
better when it's colder, by the way. Look it up. Sleep studies show.
Sure, at night. I drop it down to 67.
I said at night.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant during the day.
You said 70.
We're on the same page. Why are we fighting, Ken? You don't need to be doing this in front of the kids, in front of America. All right. So that's a big one, though. And smart thermostats can help with this. I've got one of those at home.
Yep.
Super easy. Can control it from my phone.
And by the way, don't let the kids operate it. Keep them away from it.
Get a lockbox on.
When I was growing up, my dad used to threaten a beating. You can't say that anymore, but like a real beating if I ever touched the thermostat. It was a no-go.
You were not allowed.
No touch.
That's smart. We need to get back to those days.
We do.
All right, lastly, this is a no-brainer. Use less. So if energy costs are busting your budget, one of the best things you can try to do is use less of it. And that means being intentional. Even those little things, it all adds up. Turn off the lights. Turn off the water while you brush your teeth. All of that stuff matters. Get LED light bulbs. There's all these little things.
You skipped over the light thing, and that should have been a major point, George.
Thank you.
Credit to you.
Thank you.
First of all, LED lights, game changer. You wouldn't believe the energy savings. They last longer on top of that. And here's the other thing. Turn the daggum lights off. Can't wait till all my teenagers are married and in their own homes. I'm going to go to their house, walk in every room, turn every light on.
We're just like the old curmudgeon guys on like Sesame Street in the balcony, just telling the kids to turn the lights off and get off our lawns.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to take great pleasure in turning every light on, leaving the refrigerator door open.
To that end, check your insulation. Make sure there's no drafts coming in. Make sure things are insulated well.
Yeah.
That's going to be big.
Energy windows.
Change your filters. That's a big one. You want to make sure all your appliances are running efficiently. So do a little audit this weekend and see what happens next month. See if you don't save a few bucks.
Yeah. A lot of people just tuned in for the first time ever, and they think they're listening to a home improvement show.
Listen, I'm Tim the Toolman Taylor.
yeah,
That's
you
me.
wish.
So you can check out the blog at RamseySolutions.com. It's called How to Combat Inflation and Protect Your Four Walls. We're going to be going through some other areas like housing and transportation coming up on the show, so stay tuned for that.
Chris is in Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing today, sir?
Better than I deserve, man. What's up in your world?
Okay. I've got a moral question for you. It's not so much a numbers question for you because I've recently found my walk with Jesus, and I went through something with my family last year where my I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional, sir.
It's okay. No problem.
I apologize.
No problem.
Last year, I found out that my then wife was being unfaithful.
Oh.
I had asked her directly for the truth on several occasions, and I never got it until it was too late, and she couldn't reel me back in. And we've got 2 little kids, and basically, I'm not financially obligated to her. Just to keep it vague here, I got a property down the street that I rent. I'm very involved in my children's lives. It's a 50-50 custody agreement. But my struggle has changed. I'm working my baby steps. I'm on baby step 2. I've paid off 17 of 30,000 that I owe.
Good for you.
And I'm making traction very much because of your work, sir. So thank you.
Good for you.
So the question that I have is that since my financial situation has turned around as much as it has, I don't know where. I've never been in a situation like this in my life. I don't know what is an appropriate amount to help her, because I know that she's still working the same job. I don't think she's making any more, and when we were together, she was struggling. But this is somebody who is very dishonest to me, randomly gets very vicious with me. I'm not trying to say that I've been perfect, sir. I've got a lot of things that I need to ask for forgiveness for in this life, but I don't think I deserved any of that.
I understand. So, basically, you're divorced. Do you have any obligation on any of the debts that she has?
I help her with $100 a month towards a car.
Why?
No big whoop, but that's it.
Why? Is that part of the divorce settlement?
Well, when I was broke and we were splitting up, I promised her that I'd help her with it.
Okay, so you promised her, but you don't have that in the divorce decree.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, it's in the decree.
Oh, it is in the decree. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's just a property sale. That's
right.
all that I owe her,
is your name on the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if the car is not paid, you've got a problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Because they're going to come after you.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any other debts that she's supposed to pay in the divorce decree that have your name on them?
That was the first one that I took care of, that we had a co-debt on, a debt consolidation loan, as you call it.
Are there any other co-debts that she is responsible for right now?
My name comes off of the mortgage, off of the house that we had together this month.
How?
It's in writing. It's legal. We've been working together on it, so I know.
No, it's not. It's not legal. Your name doesn't come off of the mortgage unless the mortgage has been paid off or refinanced.
Oh, it's getting refinanced. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Now that works. All right. So your name comes off the mortgage. Are there any other co-debts?
No.
Okay. Good. So how much is owed on her car?
I think it was a $15,000 car.
Is that what's owed on the car?
I would have to ask her what the balance is currently. I know that she's current with it and has never missed a payment on it.
Okay. That wasn't what I asked.
I'm sorry, sir.
That's okay. How much debt do you have in your debt snowball?
I've got 30 left out of the 47.
You told me that. Okay. You're making really good progress. Congratulations. The first moral obligation and the only moral obligation you have is to take care of your children.
Okay.
Your ex-wife is not your responsibility. That's why they call her your ex-wife. You have a moral obligation for $100 a month, and you have a legal obligation for $15,000 on that car if she doesn't pay it. So you got a real common sense obligation to make sure that gets paid one way or another. Or gets sold, one of the two. I think you're going to concentrate on you building wealth and being generous in general, and that includes certainly taking care of your children, and that's where I would spend my financial energies if I were in your shoes.
Hey guys, Rachel Cruz here. Hope you enjoyed that video from the Dave Ramsey Show. If you want to watch another great video, check out my video, 3 Things You Should Consider Renting, right over here, or click the link in the description below.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Ken is with us from, am I reading this right? Alaska.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, brother. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
You're here to do your debt-free scream all the way from Alaska?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping they hear it up there today.
Well, we'll have to make it good and loud. It's a ways up there from Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
So what do you do in Alaska?
Working in oil fields.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So did you fly down, drive down, what?
Combination. Actually, I rode my motorcycle from Washington over here back in July, and then went back to work, and I just come back down here, and so we're out riding again, me and my buddy. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. So how much debt have you paid off, Ken?
$394,000.
Good Lord. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
I did it in 18 months.
Whoa. You must have sold something. What'd you sell?
Sold a house.
Okay.
So I'm homeless right now, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah. That's fun. So how much did the house sell for?
$245,000.
Okay. So that's $245 of the $394. So you still got like $160,000, right?
Yes, sir.
And what's your income, sir?
About $150,000 a year.
Okay. In the oil field in Alaska, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So how did you do the rest of the $160,000 in 18 months, making $150,000?
Well, my job is a 2-on, 2-off schedule, so we work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and I ended up doing 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And my week off, I didn't go anywhere, I didn't do anything. In fact, I picked up a little extra cash washing cars in my brother's garage, detailing and stuff, and so just went gazelle, man, like nobody's business. So
you just went crazy. So what kind of, other than the house, what kind of debt did you have?
I had taxes, credit cards, furniture, a motorcycle, snow machine, and a couple lines of credit.
What's the dumbest thing you ever bought?
Well, I don't know. Lots of stuff.
Okay. What happened 18 months ago that made you decide you needed to get out of debt and could get out of debt?
I'd actually gone to Michigan to see a buddy of mine that was dying. And so I spent the last bit of money I had and the end of my credit card line, and found myself in a hotel room one night because I blew up my motorcycle there in Michigan. And I was sitting in the hotel room begging the credit card company to give me another $1,000 line of credit so I could make it back home. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get back home, and I said, I'm done with this. I ain't living like this no more, especially with the money I make. And that's what it was. And I just started January 7th. I wrote down all my debts, littlest to biggest, and I just nailed them.
Yeah, you did, man. You went after it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how'd you get connected to us?
Listen to the radio up in the oil fields up there. We get you're on the air every day from 9 to 11. All the boys are up listening right now to me. So
oh, cool.
Yeah, and that's how I got hooked up with it. And a buddy of mine kind of got me, steered that way too. So yeah.
But you had to have that moment in that hotel room where you said, I'm sick of this. I'm too old to be living like this. I make too much money to be living like this. It's time to fix my life.
Amen there.
Good for you.
Yes, indeed.
Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
That's very, very neat.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what do you tell people the secret to getting out of debt is, Ken?
The final goal, the weight off your shoulders. It's like freedom. Nobody owns me no more.
Have you ever been without debt?
Yeah. When I first started in the oil field, I got out of debt, and then I just got caught up and went normal.
Yeah.
And buried myself, and I don't think I'm that normal anymore.
No, you're not. That's for sure, brother.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Welcome to weirdness.
Amen.
We have a club that you have joined. I'll tell you that. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I love it. That's fun. How old are you?
Actually, 2 days ago, I hit the big 50.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So, what's the story? I saw the helmet when you came in. You got like a Viking horns on your helmet or something. Was there a story to that, or you just like being a character?
A combination, both. I bought it a few years ago when I was out in Sturgis for the motorcycle rally.
Oh, it fits in there, yeah.
Yep, and whenever I have to wear a helmet in the States down here, that's when I wear. I figure they pretty much can't not see me with that on.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. It does help the drivers to notice, yeah.
Yes,
and that way they don't run over you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, our state is one of the ones that requires that. So, Oh, there it is. Yeah. For those of you at home watching on the TV, now you get to see the helmet. Well, it's got a mullet built into it too.
Oh
so.
Yeah. And I got my own mullet too.
Yeah,
so.
you got your own. So it's a continuation of your own. That's good.
Yeah. Yes,
very
indeed.
fun. You're fun, brother. This
Thank
is
you.
very cool. So, what advice do you give people who are trying to get out of debt? Because you've done an amazing thing here. $394,000 paid off is no small step, dude. This is impressive.
It just got to hold on to that light at the end of the tunnel, and when you get there, you go, "Oh, it's so worth it." It was amazing, and the guys at work, kept telling me I was crazy for doing them long hitches, 3-and-1s, and not doing anything else. You're crazy, and I'm telling you, I'm getting this done. I'm doing it. And when I paid that last one off and the release, I mean, it was just there's nobody owns me. That's just amazing, and my bank account's been going.
Yeah, it goes crazy because you got nothing to do with it now.
Yeah.
I mean, you make $150,000 a year, no payments, you get some money piled up pretty quick.
Yes, indeed.
That's
I
beautiful.
have been playing a little bit since then, though. But
well, you've earned it. You live like no one else. Later, you get to live like no one else.
Yep. So I get back in the game here and a little more normal here when I get done.
As far as your life goes, but you won't ever be normal financially again.
No.
So you cut up all the credit cards, of course.
Yes. First thing I did, and well, that was fun. I like that.
Yeah.
No more.
Fun.
Yeah.
So tell people how it feels to be free.
You'll hear in a minute when I do my scream.
All right, that'll do. All right, Ken, you're a lot of fun, man. Alaska, $394,000 paid off, 160 of that cash flow, 245 of it the house. He did it in 18 months working on the oil field, threes and ones, $150,000 a year income. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt free!
All right. That is fun. That's fun. Guys, if you do not have the app to watch the show happen, you can get a free app for your iPhone or your iPad. You can watch it at daveramsey.com/Dave. You missed some pretty cool moments. I mean, you missed a guy who really fun. That was a lot of fun. You missed his helmet. You missed his hairdo. But you missed his passion, too. You could hear it on the radio. But, man, when you see it, it's just, you got to be watching, especially the debt-free screams. You got to be watching them. So that's why we do it. We do an HD TV show version of this live. It's nothing special. When it's me on, it's like watching ugly paint dry. But you can watch the whole thing, right? And so, again, you can get a free app at in the App Store and download it for your iPhone or iPad, or you can watch it at our website, and it's mobile-friendly for the other versions, okay? So daveramsey.com/show. Get in there, learn about it, watch this thing. About 500,000 people watch it, so you need to be one of those. And it's very, very well done. Our team spends a lot of talent and money to make sure it's well done every day. Both of those cost money. But anyway, it's very well done. So, oh, man, that was cool. And I wish you'd seen it. Well, you can see it. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can go download the app right now, and in about 3 hours you can watch it. Because when I go off the air, the show starts over again. And goes and stays on 24 hours a day until I come back on. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
All right, folks, if you just saw the powerful story from Ken from Alaska, he's here on the bike. Dave is coming out to congratulate Ken.
That's awesome, brother.
How awesome.
That was very cool. Very cool. That is a blast. Absolutely awesome. Beautiful bike.
Tell us about the bike.
Actually, it was one of my debts that I paid off quick. It's a 2010 Road King, and I didn't change a lot of just handlebars, and I just love riding. It's my life, and so now I got total freedom. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You're a helmet guy.
The helmet's coming. There it is, folks. There's your special treat. You're going to see this. Hey, come here for a second, Dave, real quick, because he was overcome with emotion as he was sitting here, folks, waiting for us to come back live, and he's sitting here. And I just want you to share, you said it was amazing, that you don't owe anything to anybody. Nobody owns you. But now the release. What's going through your head and heart right now?
Just racing, just overwhelmed and want to break down. Yeah. That's huge. Yeah.
Dave, what's it like to see a powerful man like this just realize the sheer emotion of the journey? Look at the emotion. It's unbelievable.
Fun. Yeah. It's fun. It shows that there's more to this than just math. Right. This is not just a math problem. It's not just a money thing. Because as what he kept saying over and over is right. I mean, the borrower is slave to the lender. You don't own me anymore. Yeah. Nobody owns me anymore. Yeah. And it feels different to ride a bike down the highway, man, when you don't owe anybody. It does. That's a real freedom. That's very cool stuff. So.
And for those of you watching out there on your journey, if you see the emotion right here, this is what it looks like and feels like.
Get out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So here you are. All right. So now you're an oil worker. I really want people to understand how hard work the oil fields are. I mean, how tough just physically is this kind of work?
It's pretty demanding. My job is not quite as demanding physically anymore, but it's still busy. It's a lot of long hours, minimum 12-hour days, a lot of overtime, and we sacrifice a lot. We're gone from family and friends, for that time that we're at work, and we're actually in the Arctic, 200 miles above the Arctic Circle, so it's not uncommon for us in the wintertime to see 30, 40 below and have to be out working and that stuff. So it's, so sacrifice and get to where I'm at was huge.
Well, it's so great to see this. So we gotta ask: are you going to drive this all the way back? Do you stop in Washington, fly back? What's the journey now?
I gotta work with a lot of friends that commute back and forth from Alaska and live down here in the States, and I'm just going riding and enjoy some time, some freedom, some real freedom now.
That's got to feel good. You're out on the road, but you're really free. So are you just going to take off? You're going to go a couple of days? What do you think's next, the actual next little stop here? Any idea?
Downtown Nashville. Live it up tonight.
There we go. He's going to celebrate in Nashville. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing a part of your story. This is cool. This is what we've all been waiting for here. People want to make fun of me because this helmet's amazing. Tell us about the helmet while I put this on super fast.
I got it actually 20 years ago out in Sturgis, and one buddy got one, and so I got one, and if I got to wear a helmet, that's one I wear.
Now, I want you to look at me real quick and be honest. How goofy do I really look?
Way goofier than me.
That's a fact, folks. But hey, it's worth it when we get to be a part of stories like this. Yeehaw!
She asks, would it be possible to use a student loan to repair my car? My car is paid off. I bought it cash, but it has major engine problems, and I was told by the mechanic it would cost nearly $3,000 to $4,000 to fix it with another engine. I will need a way to get to school and eventually work very soon. So, will taking out a federal student loan suffice? I do understand that you can use student loans for vehicle operation and maintenance since it falls under the transportation category. I just don't know what to do.
Oof. George.
This is a dicey one. So technically, when you take a student loan out, they're not monitoring what you do with that student loan. It sounds like she's saying she's going to take out a new student loan in order to do this, which is one of the worst types of loans you could take out because, number one, high interest rates, and number two, you can't even discharge them.
Right.
That's really scary.
Well, and what's crazy is this is a really common thing right now because you can take out student loans for your cost of living. And I mean, that can be kind of squishy, right? Because what counts as cost of living? A vehicle repair? A lot of people end up shopping. I mean, there's a lot you can take out student loans for, sadly. And we hear all the time from people who did that. And now 10 years later, they're still paying on that loan and they are stressed out.
Yeah. And the student loan companies, they don't care about you, meaning they don't care what you do with that money because as long as they're getting that interest, they're happy.
Right.
So they're not going to sit there monitoring what you do with it.
Well, and they're preying on vulnerable people, right? Like college students.
College students. That's a great example.
Right. We were all broke in college, at least most of us. And so to be able to have this pot of money where it's like, hey, do you need this? It's tempting. It's really tempting.
So I would not do the student loan. We are not going into debt for this, but here's what we can do. We can do more homework. I'm getting a second opinion from another trustworthy mechanic to actually see, is this a $3,000 repair? Now, I don't know how much money you have in the bank. I don't know. You said you're working very soon. Is there things you can sell? Do you have family that might be able to help out? Can you borrow a car? We've got to get creative. But as long as debt is off the table, then we can actually come up with some different ideas. But the solution here is not let's go take out a student loan to get back on the road.
Well, and that's the key, taking debt off the table, because it's like a lot of times when you know that there's a way out, when you know that there's an easy way out, then it's like you don't come up with that creative thinking. But if debt is not an option, you're going to find a way. Even if it's hard, even if it's not pretty, even if you have to sell something that you like, you're going to find some creative way to pay for this.
And when it comes to car repair, here's a good way to think about it. We get a lot of calls about car repairs, and you got to think about, can you recoup the cost of the repair? So if you have a $4,000 car and the repair is going to cost $3,000, but then the car only becomes worth $5,000, it's not worth it. You may just want to save up and get a different car altogether. And so we don't know how much she paid for it. We don't know what the value of the car will be as is if she fixes it up. And so there's more homework to do. You can do a lot of research online about the value of the car, KBB, Repair Pal. There's so many resources out there to figure those pieces of the puzzle out.
Well, and it's not to discount $3,000 to $4,000. That's a scary number. When you need a vehicle to get somewhere and it breaks down, that's a lot to think through coming up with quickly. But like you said, if you do have to get rid of that car, there are clunkers out there for $1,000. I mean, they may not be great. The AC may be a little bit shifty, but they're out there and they can get you from one place to another. So even if it's not a glamorous option, even if it's a challenge, just remember it's a season, and you can continue to fight and figure out, how can you pay for either the repair or a new car.
Absolutely.
Brought to you by Why Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at whyrefi.com/Ramsey.
So 4 years ago, we were on our annual beach vacation, and we found out that we were pregnant. And we celebrated and danced the night away. Unfortunately, that pregnancy ended in miscarriage, and then we had 2 more miscarriages. That was 3 years ago. And now we have a beautiful baby girl.
Yay.
Yeah. But now our friend group from that vacation, there's about 40 people, they want us to bring our baby back to that beach. When we brought our baby home, I quickly realized that we were broke, and broke people don't go on vacation. Our friends dared us to call you. They said that given the emotional gravity of the situation, that you would violate the rule of broke people don't go on vacation.
Absolutely, I won't. Not a chance.
I knew you would say that.
Not a chance.
And hey, listen, brother, my wife and I went through miscarriage 1, 2, and then 3, and then ended up with the light of my life, Josephine. And I'll tell you, the emotions are heavy, and the grief is real, and math doesn't care.
Yeah. Now, does it make a difference that they're paying for it, but that going on that vacation would still take us away from earning? It would take us away. It would violate the, like...
Okay, something's wrong. I either have a glitch in my computer screen or you do in your brain, because my computer screen says, should we do it if we can pay for it in cash?
And you're telling me that they're going to pay for it, cover the expense for you?
So which is it? What you told my phone screener or what you're telling us?
Yeah, so they're going to pay for the lodging. They're going to pay for, and we have the fruit of the poisonous credit card tree that we can use to pay for the flight, the point. But, incidentals add up, and we have the cash to pay for that. But we also have $40,000
how much debt do you have, honey?
Consumer debt.
How much debt do you have, honey?
$40,000.
And what is your household income?
$89,000 a year.
Okay. And you've been married 5 years, and you're 27.
Yeah, we've been together for like 15 years.
How old are you?
We're 40.
Oh my gosh, I missed it. Okay. All right.
We do have like a small commercial real estate portfolio, and that commercial real estate portfolio has about $600,000 in equity. And we have a few tenants, so our friends think we're rich. Our friends think we're rich, but we know that we're broke. So
you have how much debt?
That between the two commercial properties, we have a $200,000 mortgage. So
and that's the only debt you have?
Yeah, we have 40 in consumer debt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. And what's the $40,000 in consumer debt?
It's like a rust bucket truck that we need to get rid of, and it's 3 credit cards, 1 for our business and 2 personal credit cards.
Mm-hmm. They're all personal.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, they don't give a business like yours credit cards. They're personal. You signed for them. You personally guaranteed them. They're personal.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that it's not just them that want us to bring the baby to the Pacific Northwest, but also her mom wants us to bring the baby to Arizona. So there's this,
I know, but listen.
At some point, you've got to decide what you're going to do.
You got to take control of your life. Stop letting other people drive it.
Her mom and friends from a beach dance 15 years ago, they just don't get a vote in your future, man. I mean, I'm sorry. You got to decide what you're going to do. As for me and my house, we're getting out of debt, and we're not going to rationalize it and justify it with a bunch of stinking airline points, and then you go down there, and before you know it, you've dropped $1,000 in cash, and you instead of getting out of debt. See, the reason you've still got this debt hanging around while you're sitting on this ridiculously large portfolio is because you hadn't concentrated on it. And this example is one more time that y'all didn't concentrate on it. So you make plenty of money, and you didn't tell me how much you've paid off already, which means you haven't. That's what that means. And so, no, you do what you want to do. You're 40 years old. I think you can make a decision. But if I'm a dad of a baby and I'm sitting here, I'm broke and I'm trying to get out of debt, I'm going to do the right thing for my family. The rest of these people don't get a vote. And so the right thing for your family is to get your freaking act together. And that includes not rationalizing Arizona trip or beach dance trip. And so if you live like no one else, you can Arizona your butt off later and dance on the beach all you want, man, later. But you're going to have to get, at some point, you're going to have to get the cart before the horse.
Yeah, I mean
horse before the cart.
I've just been this exact situation, man, and it's devastating, and it doesn't give you. I think that's. We took a call in an earlier hour about this because this bad thing happened. That means we should be able to do what we want to kind of cosmically make up for it, and that's how people dig themselves into deeper and deeper and deeper holes. And so, brother, I have been in your exact shoes, and
I deserve what you deserve to do. Is you deserve to be a grown-up and make your decision.
That's it, man.
And based on that, take the consequences.
Yeah.
But what I'm observing in this phone call is a lack of focus. Yeah. And other people have way too much vote in your life. That's what I'm observing. So deserve, what do you want to deserve? It's up to you. Choose your hard, as Dr. John Deloney says. You need to choose which hard you want. If you continue to screw around with this stuff and just bounce around all over the place and rationalize it, then you're going to get what you signed up for. And math doesn't take a break. It doesn't take a break. So you do what you want. Your friends lose the argument, though. Dave said don't go.
And so did his sidekick.
There's that.
The guy in the side motorcycle cart. Yeah.
So here's the thing, guys. What we're teaching and what we've talked about is for 30 years, and what Sharon and I did and what John and Sheila did and Jade and Sam and George and Whitney and Rachel and Winston, what we did was we lived like no one else. So that later we could live and give like no one else. People didn't understand that we wouldn't go out to eat. They didn't understand that we wouldn't go on vacation. They didn't understand that we made good money and drove a piece of crap car. But we weren't taking a poll. We were living on principles, not on Instagram videos to make everybody think your life's better than it is while your life sucks. We were burning it down, baby. It was beans and rice, rice and beans. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. You pay a price to win, and if you don't, you pay the price of mediocrity. So when you're in baby step 2, I was on CBS Morning Show, and I'm coaching this couple. I made this woman cry because she wanted to go on a timeshare vacation while they're sitting on $65,000 worth of student loan debt. And I'm like, no, sell the stupid timeshare and get 3 extra jobs and get your stuff. And she starts crying on the TV. And so Dave's a butthole. But, what Dave wants is Dave wants you to be free so you can have your best possible life because I love you. But I love you so much, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is The Ramsey Show. Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right, so I'm 36, or about to be, and I want to propose to my girlfriend, but we disagree on finances. We agree on everything else. But the problem is I want to combine finances. She has a rental property, and I have a house. I just sold a piece of land that I'm going to walk away with $180,000. And I want to pay off my house. I have a budget, made a budget. It's paid off in about 4 years, and I want to rent it out and then buy a bigger house with her. And, I talked to her about, paying off my house quickly and then throwing a bunch of money at her rental and pay that off faster so that we have, more cash flow coming in from the 2 houses. Well, she wants, she said if we do get married, she wants to sign a prenup, which, I don't agree with. And I see no reason for it because,
your asset base is fairly similar.
Right.
Okay.
And
so you're not ready to propose.
Is her family wealthy?
Hesitant. No. My family's got her beat on that half.
Hey, Mike, how long y'all been dating?
About 8 months.
Okay. All right. You've got some more work to do on this relationship before it becomes a marriage. And here's why.
Right.
You called and asked our opinion, so I'll give you my opinion. I'm going to treat you like you're my kid because my kids are your age, okay? The number one cause of divorce in North America is disagreement over money. Money fights, money problems. Okay? And you are sitting square in the middle of it. And here's the problem. Jesus said your treasure's where your heart is. People spend their money on what they value. And Dr. John Deloney says behavior is a language. And so when she says, I don't like your plan, I don't like it so much that I want my stuff to be separated in a prenup, what she's saying is, I don't agree with how you're spending your money, and our value systems are not aligned.
Hey, George here with a quick interruption. If something were to happen to you tomorrow, would your family know where to find your life insurance policy, your will, even your Netflix password? Well, Knockbox solves that. It's a kit that organizes your financial accounts, estate plans, and everything your family would need all in one place. That way they don't have to hack into your laptop or locate some long-lost thumb drive. So leave them a legacy, not a scavenger hunt with Knockbox. Ramsey fans get the best discount available at knockbox.com/Ramsey. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
What she's saying is, I don't agree with how you're spending your money, and our value systems are not aligned. You value different things. And if you want to go super extreme, she likes her rental property more than she likes you.
Right.
That's super extreme. That's super extreme.
I think she's kind of short. Yeah, I think she's sort of short-sighted in her views because all she has is her savings, which is $160,000. She says
this is not a dollar amount thing. This is a power struggle. And we're not aligned on our values because you spend your money on what you value, and you value different things than she values. This makes for a very long and uncomfortable life if you stay married, and you probably won't statistically. So you guys have got to continue to have this discussion until we can come to some kind of mediated agreement on what we're going to do with our lives, and that we like each other, we love each other more than this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the response to conflict can't be, well, then I'm just going to take my stuff over here.
I'm going to take my toys and go home.
The response is, let's enter into it and figure out where we both stand and how we can do this together. So that's, to me, that's a red flag. It's
a no-go forward flag. It's not just a red flag.
And I think a lot of
don't go forward until you solve this. I'm not saying you have to break up with her, but please do not get engaged and get married, because statistically you have almost no chance.
Right. I think a lot of it comes from her mother. You know, her mom's always raised her, once you have kids, your life is over, even though she wants to have kids. And then her mom's, she kind of has the outlook of, you need to like her mom, you need to have money to run away if something goes bad.
Yeah. See, that's it. There we go. So we're already planning our exit, and we hadn't even gotten to the altar.
Yeah, and she said she goes to therapy to work on all that because she doesn't agree with her mom and she doesn't like that outlook. But I think, we always say the apple never falls far.
Well, it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet.
It can roll away over time.
It can, but it hasn't yet. But so because she's functioning in exactly the same fears, as soon as you bumped into, we're going to be closely and completely knit together with with the restructuring of this situation after we get married. The thing you proposed was very interwoven. It violated this keep things separate so I can bolt thing, and she retreated to a prenup. And all of that it's not an issue of the prenup, it's not an issue of the real estate, it's an issue of how the relationship's going, and it says you're not aligned. There are 4 things that if you're aligned on them statistically, you will have a 90% probability of your marriage lasting. Money, in-laws, oh wait, mother's involved, okay. Children, oh wait, we're already talking about that and possibly disagreed, okay. And oh wait, religion, that's the only one of the 4 we hadn't got to, and you've got to get some alignment on those things. So you guys have some work to do on the relationship. I would suggest some good pre-marriage counseling and see if you can begin to not only discuss where these fears and values come from, but which of them we're going to keep and which ones we're going to take forward into the marriage. It could be that you're a little uptight and spreadsheet dude, nerd dude, and you need to loosen up on that. That might be. I didn't hear that, but it could be. If you were going to fall on one side or the other, that's the side you would fall on, based on talking to you.
Yeah, it sounded like that.
But it didn't sound toxic. But I think you scared her.
Well, I think it sounded to me like what she was dealing with was fear-based, and it wouldn't have mattered who the guy was.
Oh, that's right.
That idea of
the
getting...
proposal of the interwoven freaked her out.
Yeah.
And so it's not a discussion of the validity of prenups. It's a discussion of the proper way to do marriage relationships for statistical probability of success.
Right. That's right.
Hello.
Right.
I mean, that sounds like no romantic at all, but there you go. So, because, I got, 43 years I'm in, you want the statistical probability of success. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
You want to be where I am. It's sweet. I got 8 grandbabies. I got 3 wonderful people have married my children that I love dearly.
Yeah.
I actually like them all. That's so weird. You know how weird that is?
Weird.
That means I raised children to pick well. Okay, and so the whole family actually got together Sunday night. We had a blast.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the videos.
Yeah, dunking them. Yeah, the whole bit. So that's not an accidental thing.
Well, let me ask you this, because I don't want to put a broad blanket over it, but I kind of feel this way. Don't you feel like when you're dating, like when you're in that phase between dating, about to get engaged, don't you think it should be easy?
It's been so long, I forgot.
Like, I just feel like, I'm like, man, to have these level of disagreements and fights, like that
he's
always
36.
just feels like, that's true. They're a little bit older.
I was 22.
Yeah, I was 22.
We got married when I was 22.
That's
so
true.
I don't have anything to put that on. He's been single a long time.
Yeah,
and
standards are higher.
You got 2 older singles. They're more entrenched.
That's true. That is very true.
When you're 22, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, right. But, or at least it was for me.
And for me too, now that I think back, I'm like, okay, that's why I said I don't want to make it a broad statement, but
it's very important to be aligned on those 4 things. And if you combine that with a 6-month or so engagement period minimum, maximum of a year and a half, and you combine that with pre-marriage counseling, those 6 things combined will put you in the 90 percentile that you'll still be married 25 years later.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so
living it.
Pre-marriage counseling aligned on those 4 things and a reasonable length of engagement, not too long, not too short. And the data, that's all from research, folks. That's studying the actual divorce stats. 50% of the marriages end in divorce. Yeah, that includes all these people that should not have gotten married in the first place because they didn't do any of those things I just talked about.
Right.
And if they did them, they would have run away.
That's right.
Yeah. Run away. Like Jeff Foxworthy said, when I was a kid, we had a cat and it tore up Mama's curtains. And the next day, that cat ran away.
Oh yeah.
So you run away.
You go to the farm.
You go to the train station.
Yeah,
you run away. You
That's
run.
funny.
So I don't think that's where the stage that he's at. I don't think Mike's at that stage.
No, he's got a lot of
But he
thinking
is at
to
the,
do.
as the teenagers used to say, the define the relationship stage.
Yeah, they got a lot of thinking and decisions to make.
The
Hard ones.
DTR right now, and you're going to have to sit down probably with a good pre-marriage counselor and help you work through that. She's probably a keeper, but not yet. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Thank you for joining us, America. Cody is with us in Wichita, Kansas. Hi, Cody. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So this is kind of a long story, so I'll try to keep it really short. Back in February, I started school, and I tried to go with as little debt as I could. I hadn't started listening to your show. So my grandma offered to take over my finances for me, so I turned over my debit card to her. That way, all of my extra cash, she said she would apply towards my school tuition.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
And why did you need your grandmother to handle your finances?
She offered, and it sounded like a good deal.
Well, she offered to take over mine. I wouldn't let her. Why is it a good deal for somebody else to handle your money?
I had hoped that she would be able to get me on a better financial track.
Okay. At 25, that'd be your job.
I know it is.
Okay. All right. So what happened?
Well, my sister got checked her credit and found that my grandma had opened 4 credit cards in her name. My grandpa committed suicide, and we found out that leading up to the day he took his life, my grandma had drained about $15,000, his last $15,000 out of his bank account. And so I started looking into my bills, and she hadn't paid any of my bills for several months. And I guess I just don't know what to do right now.
Okay. And so when did your grandpa commit suicide?
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh, my Lord, son, I'm sorry. What a horrible thing. So how old is your grandmother?
70.
Okay. All right. Well, what you need to do as soon as you get off the phone is you need to take back control of all your finances.
Okay.
Before the next hour rings 12. You have 30 minutes. Get it done. Okay? If you have to shut down the checking account, if you have to shut down the credit cards, and if you have to freeze your credit, that's fine. But you need to get control of your finances because your grandmother, for whatever reason, is misbehaving. We've established that, correct?
Yes.
With your money, with your grandpa's money, and with your sister's ID. And for all we know, she's opened up credit cards in your name as well, correct? We don't know.
Yes, I'm not sure yet.
Okay, you need to check your credit and see if she's done that to you as well. But you need to shut down. So did you give her your checking account? Is that what you gave her to take over? And how does she handle your money?
I gave her my checking account, my debit card.
Okay. You just go down to the...
I don't have credit cards.
Yeah, just go down to the bank and close your checking account. Just close it. And whatever money's in there, use it to be moved over to a different account and have that bank, tell that bank what's going on, that this lady is, she's misbehaving, she's mentally ill, she's a thief. We don't know what it is, but we need to get all control taken away from her. Is that all she had, was your debit card and your checking account?
That's all I have. So yeah.
That's all she had of your money or your stuff. So you get paid. Is it direct deposit into your account?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you need to change that as well, right, to the new account number today, sir.
Okay.
Today.
Yes.
Are you going to do it today?
I am going to.
Okay, good. And then you just call her up and say, Granny, I got enrolled in a financial class, and so I'm going to take over my finances. Thank you for your help. I'll take it from here. And then you need to call and make sure your bills are being paid. Call every one of your bills. How much debt have you got?
My bills totaled, I added it up a minute ago. It's right around $2,500.
How many different creditors do you owe?
That's just regular bills.
That's like utility bills and that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have any debt? You don't have any debt?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Then you just need to call your utilities and make sure, were they on auto draft on your account?
Yes.
Okay, then you're going to have to give them your new account numbers and get all that switched over today so that you take over the handling of your money. And you can just let grandmother know that, with grandpa's passing, I didn't want you to have to fool with this, honey, so I'm going to take it over. I'm enrolled in a financial class, and I'm going to get control as a 25-year-old man of my life. And I'm going to take it.
She's actually in jail.
I'm sorry?
She's actually in jail right now.
She's in jail. Why is she in jail?
My sister pressed charges for the credit cards in her name yesterday.
Wow. Okay. Well, you can let her know that you took the bank account over due to all this weirdness in the family then. Very interesting. Wow. So people in the family are not real happy with grandmother right now, I take it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Very sad. Sad to be 70 years old in that. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to pull a copy of your credit bureau report. And you can do that for free once a year with each of the 3 credit bureaus and see if there's anything showing up on your credit bureau report regarding identity theft. See if she's opened cards in your name as well. Okay. And let me help you too. Your sister may or may not have been really mad, and she may or may not have meant for your grandmother to be picked up. But here's the thing. The only way, if someone opens an account in your name, the only way to get that account cleared other than pay it yourself, which would be pretty stupid to pay an account that you didn't open when someone stole your identity, the only way to keep from doing that is you have to file a police report. And when you're filling out the police report, they always ask you if you know who stole your identity. And if you don't tell them, that would be breaking the law. And so your sister followed the law properly when the police report was being filled out and said, yes, I know who the identity thief is. It's my grandmother. And I'm surprised, actually, that they went and picked her up. But they did. And, you know, so because it is a federal law. It is a federal offense now to steal an identity. And so she's in trouble. She's in real trouble. But your sister could maybe accidentally activated all of this because she just had to do a police report to get the identity theft removed from her name, right? But she may have been just mad and gotten her arrested. I don't know. Either way is fine with me. But because the woman's definitely a thief. But oh my goodness, what a sad thing, though. What a horrible thing you guys are going through. Now, Cody, how much do you make? What kind of money do you make?
$40,000 a year.
Okay. All right. Are you really ready to take this over and learn how to handle money? If you are, I'll show you how. I'll put you in our class.
I am, sir.
Okay. But you're going to have to square your shoulders back now and not look for anybody else to babysit you. You're too old for a babysitter. So time for you to man up here, okay? You hold on. I'll have Kelly pick up, and we'll get you signed up for Financial Peace University. You can go through the class as our guest. And we'll take good care of you and show you how to handle money, and then you go handle your money. Thanks for calling in, dude.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
Sandy is with us in Cincinnati. Hi, Sandy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I am excited to get started on the Ramsey plan. My daughter actually introduced me to it. She's 12. But my concern is that I am in the middle of changing homes. A lot. My life is turned upside down. And so I'm getting divorced. How do you start a budget when you don't even know what the bills are going to be? You know, like I'm going to be moving in 3 months. I'm not sure how to even get started because right now I have joint bank accounts and then it's going to change to be mine. So I'm just curious as to any tips you have about that.
Horrible time of year to be going through all that. I'm sorry.
Well, it's actually a relief for me at this point. So,
okay. The divorce has been filed, is final, is what?
So we're doing sort of an amicable divorce. So the agreement is being written up by the lawyer, but it'll basically it should be final in the next 2 or 3 months. Okay. So, and we've already worked out most of the details with arbitration.
Okay. Then you should be able to close your joint accounts today.
Already?
You should be able to if you're in agreement on it.
Well, I mean, it's like the final back and forth about it within the next 2 or 3 weeks. But, yeah, I would say probably in a month.
Yeah. So do not put any more money into a joint account. Your attorney should have told you that.
Okay. Well, I think my husband is keeping the house that we're in, and I'm moving out. And I think it was just because that's what we've always been doing. And I guess
I know, but you're not married anymore soon.
Okay.
And what we've run into in 30 years of doing what I do is that sometimes people get right to this point, and it suddenly is not amicable, and suddenly he takes all the money out of the account, and now you're really screwed. So you need to be able to manage December. And you don't have any money.
I do. I have a separate account.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I said to do. All right. So,
all right.
Good.
But most of our money is in the joint account.
Okay, but we need to bring the cash portion of this agreement to an end as soon as possible and disperse so that you can begin to set up that part. Now, here's the thing. Okay. You can do a budget this month. for this month. It'll never be like this again. But for this month, you can say, for December, what are my expenses and where's my income and where's my cash going to go? And then for January, I got to move or I got to get a different place or I got deposits. It's going to be a different budget, right?
Okay.
And then February will be a different budget. But it always is different. You never do the same budget every month. Some of them are more similar than yours are going to be for the next few months. You're going to be vastly different every month for a while until it stabilizes. But you have to tell your money this month what to do before it leaves because you're in the middle of a hugely volatile crisis situation, and it will give you great peace if you take control of this one area of your life.
Okay, well, we pay all of our bills, though, from the joint account, and it's, like, automatic. So, out of my personal account, I'm not paying any.
Okay, so what is your budget for this month? Okay, given that this weird joint account situation that's in limbo is going to take care of our bills, but you still have some things you have to do in December as a newly independent person, right?
Okay.
And you need to write out that budget. There's probably not a lot to it, is what you're saying.
Right, there's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but you need a game plan, all right? And it might be that I'm setting aside a pile of money because in January after Christmas I got to move out and I need deposits, right?
Right. I'm going to actually buy my house in cash.
Wow.
Yeah, I have an inheritance, so I'm going to do that. And
are you renting in between, or are you jumping right into the home purchase?
Jumping right in. It's crazy, but I don't want to loan money at a high interest rate, and I've got the money in the inheritance, and I'm buying a reasonable house, like $260,000.
How much is in your inheritance?
My portion will probably be about 300 plus.
You don't have the money yet.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Well, you said if you have the money, you should know how much it is. Probably be.
Well, because I'm giving some to some other family members. So I have some choice in that. It was all left to me, but I'm going to give some to some other family members. So it's much larger
so
than that.
So it's all your portion.
Yeah.
And you have that already?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not probably be, it's up to you. And so how much is your inheritance that is in your account?
Well, like $450,000.
Okay, cool. And so, because that matters. I mean, if you got $262,000 and you're going to spend $260,000, that's a little less reasonable.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing is that I'm not settling the estate. It's all mine. It's nearly settled until after the divorce. That way there's absolutely no way that he can get it, is what my lawyer told me to do. So, we have all the papers ready to go, but...
So you don't have the $450,000?
I do. I mean, I have it. I could settle the estate today if I wanted to. But I'm choosing to wait until after the divorce so that it's cleaner.
All right.
But it's all in accounts, and there's no one else. It's not.
I got you.
Okay. Well, the question was about starting the budget, starting this process, and budgeting is a habit. And so it's going to take, on average, it takes 90 days to get a hang of this budget, and now is the best time to start when you're in this situation. You need to be paying attention to where every single dollar is going and protect it because this marriage has become a financial transaction, and you need to now stay protected.
Yeah, and let's get the things unraveled as quickly as possible. You're not going to do this, but my advice to you would be to not buy a house right now. You're hell-bent on doing this, but Sandy, just in talking to you, you're chasing your tail through the whole conversation. I mean, 1 minute it's one thing, 1 minute it's another thing, 1 minute it's another thing. You're discombobulated all over the place, and you don't need to be buying a house when your head's in the space it's in right now. And it's normal transaction for us as we tell people, if you go through in the middle of a major crisis where you're grieving something like this, I don't care if it's a relief, it's still a divorce, it's still one of the 10 things that'll put you in the hospital, it's still high stress, high anxiety situation, unbelievable levels of emotion, and cortisol coursing through your body, and it affects your ability to make decisions. And just the conversation with you is discombobulated. And so I'm just telling you, if you're my little sister, I would love you and tell you not to buy a house right now.
Just
Go rent something for 6 months and let the emotional dust settle. You will make different decisions. And by the way, don't commit to giving any of this inheritance away for 6 months. Let the emotional dust settle. There's all kinds of psychology behind you're about to make mistakes here. But you're going to do whatever, because I can tell. We're not going to be able to stop you. But the way you do a budget is you do it for that month with what you have to work with. And then you do it for the next month with what you have to work with. And so you don't have to wait until everything stabilizes to start doing a budget. As a matter of fact, the only way it will stabilize is to do a budget this month, and then do a budget next month, and then do a budget next month, and then you're stabilizing what you can.
Yeah, they're not static. It's, December has Christmas, and so that affects your budget for that month, and January is going to have its own expenses, and so you've got to be restarting this process. A lot of the line items will stay the same, but it will fluctuate, especially if you have a regular income.
Slowing down on large giving decisions to relatives that were not in the will, slowing down on large purchase decisions like a home, in the middle of this much upheaval and volatility in your life is not fear, it is not weakness, it is wisdom. So what we are recommending here is wisdom. We're not calling you weak or inept. We're saying you just got T-boned and you're kind of dazed and you're walking around the intersection with little birds flying around your head in a cartoon. And you need to get where you can sit down on the curb for a minute, let your head clear before you start admitting fault in this accident. That's what the kind of crap we're dealing with here. It's trauma. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I am 35, married with a kid and a second on the way. I have $1.8 million in debt total.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Does that include your
I live
home?
in Montreal, which is the third most expensive city in Canada. And I work as a nurse, which is the cheapest paid in the whole of Canada.
And what is the $1.8 million on? I hope it's just your real estate, right?
Well, I have a triplex, which I owe about $680,000 on.
Mm-hmm.
I have my family home, which I owe $590,000 on.
Okay, so what's the triplex worth?
What's the what?
What's the triplex worth?
The triplex is worth about $850.
Okay,
I'm trying to get $950 on it, but I don't know if I should lower the price.
Oh, so you've got it up for sale. And what is your home worth?
Yeah, my home is worth about $750.
Okay, all right, I got you. And is that, let's see, 7 and then 6? That's not all of it.
Then no, it's not all of it.
Like $600,000
I have 2 Hondas, which I owe close to $70,000 on each. I have $350,000 of personal debt, and then $35,000 of credit card and student loans.
What is your $350,000 of personal debt?
It was loaned to me mostly by my cousin, both as a down payment for the house as well as to renovate the house and the triplex.
Wow. And what's your household income?
Around $110,000, $120,000 before tax.
Yeah.
So we take away about...
I'm going to go back one more time. Yeah. I apologize, but I didn't write the condos down. You owe $70,000 each on 2 condos?
On 2 Hondas.
Hondas. Oh, I put condo too.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not worth $70,000.
No, they're fairly new, but they're electric.
Okay.
We got them because we would be saving $500 in gas per car.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you're $2 million in debt. That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not. Okay. All right. Oh God. All right. So how can we help, hon?
Well, I had my aha moment when I saw $22,000 going out in 1 month after doing a budget, and I don't know what exactly to do. I tried to get my wife on board. She says she'll get rid of everything besides for the house and the cars. I cut out everything from potato chips to haircuts, literally anything I could to curb the debt, curb the expenses. And I wish I could do more jobs, Dave, but my doctor says that because I'm bipolar, I need to have a healthy work-life balance. And my wife is going on maternity leave in 12 weeks.
How much of her salary is the 120?
She makes about 66.
So half of it, is that paid maternity leave?
She gets 70% paid.
Okay.
For how long?
For a year.
And how much are these car payments a month?
Just under $750 each.
Okay. Well, I think we need to have a different discussion at your kitchen table. It's not like, what will she go along with? She's one of the adults here too. And the two of you need to sit down and look at this and go, in 10 years, where do we want to be? And I'm collapsing under the weight of this. I can't do it anymore. This is killing me. It's aggravating your bipolar because your stress level is through the roof.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's not a matter of, I have to keep a princess happy. The princess gets to grow up and be a woman, like a grown-up.
Yeah.
And she gets to look at this with you and say, we have children to raise, a life to build, and the one that we have is falling down around our ears, and we have to do something. The house is on fire, darling. We can't discuss what you want it to burn. You get to decide with me if we're going to let the house burn down, or are we going to do something to put it out? You don't get to sit here and go, I don't like fire. That's not an option anymore. You're like a grown woman with kids. And so you got to reframe this. Like, because you've been running around trying to shovel things in her direction to keep her happy, and like she's your child or something. And that's not working relationally. And it's not working in your decision making either, because y'all make sucky decisions.
Yeah, I do.
No, not you. Both of you.
Yeah.
She's involved. That's my point.
Yeah.
So the two of you sit down together, and then if you back up, and you're not dumb people. If I hired you to sit down and look at someone's situation exactly like yours, and it wasn't all your stress, you would look at it and go, oh, electric Hondas are gone. Bye-bye. We're getting cheap cars, like $5,000 cars, and I don't really care what they burn. Kerosene, diesel, electricity, doesn't matter to me. We're driving them.
We're not worried about the environment at all.
We're not worried about the environment right now. The environment I'm worried about is not being broke.
Yeah.
And so there's your environment. Yeah. And you don't get to be an investor in triplexes. That thing's got to be priced in such a way that your real estate agent can sell it and get it gone, and then you use that to clear up a bunch of this $350,000 in debt.
Yep.
And with no car payments and no triplex, and the $350 is reduced by 200 or so,
250, yeah,
150 or so down to 200. Then the two of you lean in, and by the way, she doesn't get a year off for a baby. I don't really care what the Canadian government says. She gets to go to work. She's broke people. Broke people work. So you get time off, a reasonable amount of time with a baby. In most countries or situations, that's 6 or 8 weeks, and then people go back to work. And so you don't get to work at 70% and not work. And while we're broke, sorry, it's how this works. And no, we're not spending $350,000 to redo the dadgum nursery either. Kid sleeps on a used baby bed we get at a garage sale. People survive this stuff, but only when they make grown-up decisions. And dude, just listening to the tone and cadence of your voice, my heart is breaking for you. You sound like you are walking around under a 400-pound weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sound sound scared to death.
Well, then add 2 babies in the mix for you guys. I'm like, that's a lot. It's a lot.
But the answer to getting rid of this anxiety is getting rid of all the crap and the debt associated with it. I hope you can turn this and not sell your house. I hope you can. And I want you to try to do that. Sell everything but the house first. But then a year later, if you're still peddling and you still can't do it, you may have to sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have got to quit buying crap you can't afford. And I really don't care how expensive freaking Montreal is. You may not get to live there anymore. There are cities that are too expensive for some people to live in. You can't live in Tokyo. You can't live in New York City, Manhattan. You can't live in London and make minimum wage. You can't afford to live there. They're too expensive. And so I don't know if Montreal goes on that list or not. I'm not an expert on Montreal. I'm not an expert on any of them. But gosh, son, I'm afraid for you, because the biggest thing I'm afraid is I'm afraid that you're afraid of her, and you're not going to deal with this. And you two have got to sit down and have some grown-up discussions about both of you being grown-ups and coming to the table and clean this mess up.
Yeah, the word
Those
picture,
babies depend on y'all.
Yes, and the whole idea, the picture of the house is on fire, and you're not going to get the fire out with water guns, right? Just trying here and there. We're just kind of bleep, bleep, bleep. Like this is a fire hose. Like everything is going to look completely different, and should by tomorrow with your mindset when you guys sit down tonight and just say we have to get everything out. Our life is going to look completely different in the next 3 to 6 months.
Mathematically, I can get you out if you did everything I told you to do. But I don't know if you'll do it or not. That's the variable I can't get figured out here. When you decide to go do it, you can clean this up. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.